Welcome to the Guns and Yoga podcast. My name is Wendy Hummel, and it's Tactical Tip Tuesday where I share a tip, tool, or dose of inspiration for your week. This week, we're kicking off the third installment of the Tactical Habits series. If you missed the first two habits, eating an early or later dinner and sleep, I encourage you to check those out. If you enjoy these mini episodes, I ask that you share them with others that you think may benefit. In addition to the Tactical Habits series, I'm going to be offering a series of free talks this fall as an extension of the Tactical Habits, where we go more in depth on some of the topics that we discuss here. The first one will address burnout and chronic systemic inflammation. It is scheduled for next Tuesday, October 5th at 6 p.m. Central Time. If you're interested in learning more and would like to sign up, email wendy@bluelineyoga.com and we will email you the Zoom link. Many of you know that I'm not only a veteran law enforcement officer, but a yoga teacher, and have been teaching first responders and others for yoga for the past 5 years. The name of the podcast was directly inspired by these two very things. I've been practicing yoga for the past 12 years, and I can say that it really has changed my life. Most people think of yoga in the physical sense. That's exactly why I started, to lose baby weight. I definitely saw that there were physical benefits of increased mobility, flexibility, and strength, but I also experienced everything else that goes along with the practice. Most people, including me at the time, have no idea that there are actually 8 limbs or components or different parts of a yoga practice, and the physical part, or asana, is just one of them. Learning this framework during my yoga teacher training helped to guide the way that I started to live my life and integrate the teachings into my everyday life. Fast forward, during my 500-hour teacher training, I learned about something called Ayurveda. Are you what? Well, that's exactly what I thought the first time that I heard the word. Ayurveda literally means the knowledge of life, and it's an ancient holistic framework to health, and it's considered to be the sister science to yoga. After years of exhaustion, overwhelm, anxiety, fluctuating weight, burnout, digestive issues, and quite honestly, frustration with my primary care physician, adopting the holistic habits of Ayurveda was the missing piece that propelled my health into a new dimension. Until now, I didn't really understand truly the integration of body, mind, and spirit and how directly linked they were to my lifestyle habits. I thought I was living a relatively healthy lifestyle because I was working out and eating right most of the time. I knew I didn't want to be one of those people that retired and just survived their career and left feeling bitter, overweight, and burned out. But despite my best efforts, that was the path that I was starting to head down. It's now become my passion to share this, not just with first responders, but any frontline workers, family members of first responders, or really anybody looking to live their best life. I'm launching a program in January 2022. It's called Radical Resilience. If you want to build resilience and adaptability into your physiology by optimizing the rhythm of your daily habits, you want to tap into your unique purpose and potential and learn these habits in a dynamic group setting, then this program could be for you. One thing that I learned from peer support is that evolution happens faster and easier in a group. While surrounded by guidance and care, true transformation can take place. I will continue to educate, inform, and support through this podcast, free talks, and other future free content. And for those who are local, which means you live in the Wichita, Kansas area, something exciting is coming. I'm going to be offering in-person mini retreats and events at our newly remodeled Augusta Yoga House, both first responder only events and events open to the public, so stay tuned. So, on today's tactical habit, start your day right. I actually addressed this habit in a previous microcast, but it's worth revisiting. Before you go to bed at night and upon rising in the morning, the neuroplasticity of your mind is the greatest. Set yourself up for the day that you want to have by mentally imprinting your choices and your habits in line with who you want to become next before your day gets ahead of you. Think of neuroplasticity like a hiking trail. Just as the grassy path becomes flat, matted down, and worn after every time a hiker or somebody walks along the trail, as you focus on something with your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, you strengthen your brain's pathways. Over the days, months, and years, a well-traveled hiking trail becomes a well-worn pathway. Compare this to a trail that isn't well-traveled, or perhaps is a faint trail made by small animals. These trails might be noticeable to the naked eye. However, Their visibility pales in comparison to the trails that get the higher foot traffic. This is great news for making desired changes and creating new habits. As long as you have the know-how to develop and strengthen neural pathways, you can change just about anything that you want. This is also why habits you have had for so many years, the ones that you've been doing since day one, are the most challenging to change. They have carved the most well-worn grooves in your brain or deepest trails. Thus, the pathway related to getting dressed in the morning at 50 is much deeper and worn than the pathway you had at 8 years old. What do you do each morning? Do you wake up and immediately look at your phone and look at the news, email, social media? An article in the Harvard Business Review reported that people who watch just 3 minutes of negative news in the morning have a 27% chance of having a crappy day or experiencing depression. And they refer to this as an assault on your prefrontal cortex. Negative news can make us feel as if our actions and behaviors don't matter. This is called learned helplessness. Establishing a morning routine is a roadmap that can help guide your way to productivity, a better attitude, and how your day will go overall. Remember, a morning routine sets the tone for your day. You're creating good habits and avoiding decision fatigue by determining what you're going to do ahead of time. We only have a certain amount of energy and willpower in a given day, and this can slowly erode over the course of a day, so make an effort to build up to making the first hour of your day as routine as possible. If you're looking for ideas or suggestions on what you could do to add your morning routine, here's a few things here, but to revisit the previous Microcast on starting your day right, we'll go more in depth on the things that I'm going to list here. Number 1, hydrate. So if you're one of those people that need their morning cup of joe like me, make sure you hydrate first. Load up on the H2A and preferably try to drink warm water. Meditation, number 2. Number 3, journaling. 4, moving your body in some way, whether it be for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10, or 15. Get everything flowing and moving after being stagnant from a night's sleep. Practice breathing, or as the yogis say, pranayama. Read or listen to something positive, like an inspirational book or a podcast. And remember, it takes time and commitment to create new habits. You're striving for slow, steady, incremental change, 1% improvement each day. And remember, the reason why you're doing this is if you win the morning, then you're more likely to win the day. If you find value in this episode, this microcast, please share it, give us a review, and if you'd like to be notified of future episodes and want to receive our future newsletter, you can subscribe on our Podbean website and email me directly at wendy@bluelineyoga.com. I'd love to hear from you with questions, suggestions for future guests, or topics that you'd like to hear about. And remember, if you're interested in the upcoming free talk on October 5th at 6 p.m., give us an email and we will send you the link.